Developing overnight, former President Trump threatening to invoke executive privilege to block the House Select Committee that is investigating the January 6th insurrection from obtaining a wide range of documents that it's demanding from several U.S. government agencies. CNN's Whitney Wild is joining us now. This is a big request. He would have reason to be concerned.
Absolutely. So this request is about 40 pages long. It concerns communications, records that go all the way back to April 2020. And the committee is looking at, again, a wide range of decisions and actions that might have been made by the Trump administration, people within his orbit as well as within the campaign. Here's just a snapshot of some of the people that are possibly subjects in this investigation. None of those names would be a surprise. So Mark Meadows, Trump loyalist Roger Stone, members of the Trump family, none of that is surprising.
And subpoena them all. Anyone that had anything to do with that attempted coup on our Capitol on January 6th needs to be investigated. And I don't care who it is, whether it be Trump, whether it be Don Jr., Ivanka, or even the Fredo of the family, Eric. Anyone who had anything to do with planning that assault on our Capitol needs to be thoroughly investigated. And I'm talking about a Benghazi-style commission on steroids. I want to see these people under oath in a public forum answering questions for hours on end about their actions.
The breadth of the scope, though, might be surprising and possibly was to the former president. Here's what he said. Unfortunately, this partisan exercise is being performed at the expense of long-standing legal principles of privilege. Executive privilege will be defended. These Democrats have only one tired trick, political theater, and their latest request only reinforces that pathetic reality.
Now let's talk about my favorite of Trump's defense tactics, executive privilege. First off, trying to block the conversation that was made on January the 6th by Jim Jordan does not constitute executive privilege. Also, the current president is who decides what is and what is not executive privilege, not the guy that lost. So, sorry, Trumpsters.
Harsh words. It is ultimately now President Biden who will have the ultimate say over whether these White House records are released. We've already seen a few snippets in some of these other document dumps, communications between members of the Trump administration and the Department of Justice. This request spans again, a wide range of actions, which could include what the president knew about the election, efforts to overturn the election, efforts the Trump administration made to remove key players in key agencies and insert Trump loyalists. And then finally, what happened on the day of the riot. Brianna, that includes possibly, at least requesting, we don't know if we'll get them, outtakes from the video that he posted telling the rioters to eventually go home.
When you are able to tell a story over and over and over again to people who are angry, you can get them to believe whatever you want. And that is exactly what Trump and his organization did. Months and months of brainwashing idiots into believing that somehow the Tooth Fairy was stealing Donald Trump's votes while caravans of migrants were being bussed into the United States specifically to vote for Joe Biden. There were things that took place during the reconnaissance tours by 6 members of Congress, and that needs to be investigated. I want to know who removed the emergency panic buttons from Congresswoman Presley's office days prior. Who was Boebert talking to the day of? And why was she giving out Nancy Pelosi's whereabouts? Those are questions that absolutely need to be answered.